Aha. Yes, hello again, Internet. We meet once again here in the lands of the world. The Earth, the home planet. Starship Earth. Right? Spaceship Earth, Starship Earth, whatever you want to call it. Here on this round rocket riding through the cosmos. 1,000 miles per hour on its axis, and, well, spinning around, orbiting around the sun. And faster than that, going through space. So, what is it that I want to tell you about today? Well, it's the third. The third is the word. That's right. Anybody who remembers that song, Bird? Bird is the word. Yeah. So, what exactly did you want to know? Well, did you look at Bitcoin yesterday? Remember when I told you yesterday that the movements up in the first and the second were no surprise? And yesterday we had a nice big fat surprise on the second, right? So if you've been trading the last several days using the VEPs appropriately, you'd been up just on Bitcoin. You would have had more than 7% in that move for the wiki and all that stuff, but still nice moves up and down. So even far more than that if you've been trading low time frames, right? As VEPs traders do. So, and other coins also had nice moves up and down, distributing and having trending moves and random walks and moving away from the mean and then mean reverting, because that's what means do. Right? That's what returns do. Returns mean revert. Means keep on moving. They keep on being mean. And the returns to those means just keep on mean reverting. Because that's what they do. That is what they're designed to do. Alright? The math of the returns, they're designed effectively to mean revert. Alright? They're not manipulated in that way or something. It's just mathematical fact. When you have something you calculate with means, and that something happens to be an asset that tends to move up, down, or sideways, well, and it tends to move according to the standard deviation of log returns on investment, well, then it's only natural that that thing will mean revert. So that's why it's no surprise at all. So far, we've seen very nice movement on an asset that is very volatile for the start of this year, especially when last week we happened to have a number of intersects on the daily of the RMLR and the power mean. Following my videos, you'll know it's the 1110 RMLR and the 30 length power mean. They've intersected several times last week, thus giving us the incredibly high probability that we would see relatively nice moves on the daily in both directions. It is entirely possible, and we saw them. We saw very nice moves to the upside, right? And we saw some sweet ones to the down. So if you ignore those intersects, you do so at your own peril, because they are frequent, and extremely reliable. They are, in fact, a laser beam indicator giving you an actually accurate view of something about the future, which, if you know how to use correctly, can be extremely powerful, especially when you use that RMLR together with power mean for those intersects and a projection boss. Projection boss is super powerful because it shows you where in the distribution model you are, where you're probably going to go. And when you get to outliers, like the 95 or the 99.7, what are the areas to look out for? What moves up and down? What are the entry and exit targets that will very likely be met? And you can use the same distribution model concept by looking at the VRE chart. And the VRE, with the Laplace and normal distributions added on top, will show you the distribution levels that are incredibly powerful and show you exactly where, if you want to call them the pivots or the reversals, are being drawn to, right? The targets for entries and exits, and where things reverse from. And these things change, every 4 hours, every day, every week, every month, whatever, depending on which distribution levels you're looking at. Personally, I like to have 4 hour, daily, weekly, monthly on there. And then I like to look at the VRE widths, whether or not an asset is trending or randomly walking with the VRE width indicator, because that tells me exactly if the asset is in a trending disposition or a random walk disposition based on the width of that VRE, right? If the VRE width on any given time frame is randomly walking, is wide, meaning more than X% of the asset on that time frame, well, it's very likely randomly walking. If it's tight on that time frame, underneath X% of that asset value, then it is most likely going to be trending. And guess what? You can match that up with the entropy indicator, which shows you whether or not the asset is in fact on a random walk or a trending move. So the VRE width gives you like a gauge to know whether or not there could be, whether there's a high probability of being a random walk or a trending move during that particular time frame. And the entropy indicator shows you exactly whether or not it is doing that. So you can gauge with the big picture on the VRE to keep an eye. You can gauge further with the VRE width for lower time frames, right? Because the VRE and Laplace and normal will give you the higher, well, they'll give you at any time frame, but they're great for monitoring on the 15-minute or whatever time frame, 33-minute, 10-minute, doesn't matter. Great for monitoring how price action is following the returns from one distribution level to another. And it's very good at showing you the targets that are being hit, and then the reversals. And then, to be even more specific, you use those VRE widths for the lower time frame scalps to see whether or not the move is happening. Let's say you have a lower trending move happening within a broader ranging move. Well, then cap that trending move, so that you don't get in a position where you lose your profits because the trending move happened quickly and the ranging move cut it off. from having additional growth. All right. Happy trading, folks. See ya.